Last year, Sony blew us away with a strong E3 press conference and followed that up with a phenomenal PSX towards the end of the year. They seem to be showing every exclusive title in the work for the PS4. But what about this year? With details on the next Call of Duty and Destiny 2 already spilled, will Sony be able to deliver as many surprises and put on an equally impressive show as last year? Let's speculate. Hello everyone, I'm Ishaq and welcome to Game on Ocean. It's April already in 2017 and that means we are just 2 months away from Christmas. Well, Christmas for gamers at least. I'm of course talking about E3. The yearly show that keeps us gamers hooked to their devices for a few hours like they are in some kind of a trance. All the magic of E3 aside, the core appeal of the show undoubtedly comes from the press conferences, and Sony has been acing it for the past couple of years. Especially last year, where we were treated with Bear McCready's live orchestra setting the tone for the show. Sony went all out Oscars last year. And it was an awesome show. No statistical nonsense was discussed, no awkward pauses waiting for applause, and an epic entrance by a legendary developer.
Hello everyone, I'm back.
But none of these blew us away as much as the games did. God of War was the opener for the conference, and the conference ended with Days Gone, with a good bunch of exclusive pepper throughout the show. And just when we thought Sony had delivered their best conference yet, they blew us away again in December 2016 with PSX. I will never forget the live reaction from the crowd during the Last of Us Part 2 trailer, and all the reaction videos on the internet for that trailer are further proof that Sony ended the year on a very high note. Which brings us to 2017. As great as PSX was last year, it seemed as if Sony was pulling all the stops to deliver a great show.
There's one more thing.
Sean Layden did carefully convey that The Last of Us 2 was still very early in development.
In early development, super early.
This could mean that Sony really went out of its way to wow audience and may have shown us all they had in store across these two shows. Which should also mean that The Last of Us Part 2 may not be in a stage to show off a demo anytime soon, at least not this year's E3. So what does Sony have in store for this year's E3? A safe bet would be to turn things down a notch and build up on the games already shown. Perhaps another action-oriented demo of God of War and more content from Days Gone, etc. These, combined with slots for Call of Duty and Destiny 2, along with DLCs for their hit exclusives like Horizon, Neo, would still make a decent show. In a way, Sony can afford to do this. Just look at the releases it had this year alone. Gravity Rush 2, Neo, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, Yakuza 0, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata. They have delivered on all fronts and to rave reviews, with Persona 5 looking like a strong addition to that lineup. If Sony keeps this up with the announced titles, they have their hands full for the next year or two without losing momentum. Also, Sony has the advantage of having 2 such shows a year to make up for any lack of significant content at E3. All of this makes sense since it seems, at least at the moment, that the more prominent of Sony's first-party studios are busy with games that have already been announced, with the exception of, let's say, Sucker Punch. So it does seem that Sony can make away with a mediocre show and not really flex their muscles this year. But all of this being said, we have to consider one thing. If 2016 was any indication, it is clear that Sony as a company realizes the weight of a positive presence at E3 and the success they've had following these shows over the last few years. So it is unlikely that they would settle for a mediocre show, especially when Microsoft seems to be vocal about their mistakes with the Xbox One and are prepping up for E3 with their new console, the Scorpio, and of course games for the Scorpio, at its forefront. Sony has shown that their secret for success with the PS4 has been their focus on games, and they have been expanding on the studio talents with the formation of worldwide studios.
And that is what tonight is all about. For the next hour, we hope to, astound you with a lineup of games that are both dazzling and transformative.
While most of the studio's projects have been revealed, Sony may still have some strong surprises up their sleeves to show this year. What they can deliver as a whole this year is something that we have to wait and watch, so let's see how things go. So what do you think Sony will do this year? Will they build on last year's epic theme and deliver another solid E3 press conference? Or will they dial it down a notch and take some room to breathe? Sound off in the comments. And guys, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. You take care and have a good day.